Hey, welcome. My name is Brough. I'm the digital organizer with All on the Line North Carolina. And today we're going to do a quick tutorial on how to use the precinct level interactive maps in Dave's Redistricting app to look at the newly enacted district lines for the new North Carolina State House, North Carolina Senate, and North Carolina congressional map. So let's get into it. The easiest way to get into those maps in Dave's Redistricting, I think, is to use this handy link that our friends at Carolina Forward were nice enough to post links to the maps in Dave's Redistricting on their website. So you can just go to carolinaforward.org/data and you'll find links to each of the 3 map plans. Those links connect to Dave's Redistricting app, which has that precinct level information about each map plan. So we're going to just use as an example. We're going to go to the map, click on the interactive precinct level map for the North Carolina State House Redistricting Plan. Each of these plans are the plans that were enacted, that were passed through the legislature in 2021. So when you click on that link, it's going to bring you straight into Dave's Redistricting. This is a tool that folks can use to build maps, but we're just looking at it. We're using it just to look at the maps that have been enacted. So those maps have been loaded into this tool. And if you come up to the little plus minus sign over here on the left, you'll see, let's see, I'm going to just make me a little smaller so I'm not going to take up too much space there. Okay. If you use the little plus minus on the left here, I'm going to zoom in and we're going to look at Alamance County. So you can use your mouse or your click pad to just click down on the map itself with your cursor, and you can move it around using the little hands. So yeah, I'm just going to click and move down, move up. And when I want to zoom in, I click on the plus. If I want to zoom back out and go somewhere else, I click on the minus. Pretty easy. Okay, so we're going to zoom in on Alamance, and the great thing about this tool is that it allows you to have a map, the district map, so you can see these are district lines, color-coded, so it's real easy to see the different districts here. You can also click on or off over here on the left-hand column where it says background map. If I zoom in, and I've got the background map clicked on, then when I zoom in, it's going to give me landmarks underneath in the sort of lighter shade. And even you can see as you get really down into the more detail, you can see street names, you can see roads. And so this will allow you to, if you know an area, to really see how the new lines divide up particular parts of the state, particular areas where you live. So I'm going to zoom back out a little, and I just want to bring your attention to over here on the left-hand column. If you want to get a little information about each of these districts, so if we zoom out again and we see that these are 2 North Carolina House districts, purple is 63 and blue is 64. So if I want to get a little information about House District 64, I'm going to click over here on the left on District Selector, and that's a drop-down menu, and I'm going to scroll all the way down to find 64. Click on that, and it's going to tell me the population of that current district, as well as the deviation. That's the difference between the ideal population for a district and this district, so it's a little underpopulated. If I click on the next little drop-down menu, District Details, that's going to tell me the demographic information about that district. This may or may not be of interest to you, but I want to point it out in case it is. You can see the total number of people, the number of white, Hispanic, Black residents, all the way Asian, Native residents, Pacific Islander. Also, if you scroll down, there's a little bar here on the right. You can scroll up and down. You see more information about voting age population and the composite. You can see how that district has voted in past elections. Down a little bit below that, if we close that district details up and you go to overlays, this is what you can click on to see different precinct lines. If you want to click not to see precinct lines, you can do that. District lines can be turned on and off. You can turn the background map on and off. City lines can also be added if you want to see where the municipalities are. I find the background map to be really helpful to seeing where the lines are. Most of us might not know precinct boundaries, but we know, neighborhoods, so that's helpful. And then speaking of precincts, if you look over here on the right column, you see precinct details. So if I scroll over a particular precinct, it's going to give me information about that precinct. And again, if you scroll down, you want to be able to see the information about partisan makeup of a precinct, demographic makeup, that's all over here. So just as you scroll over the different precincts, it's going to give you the name of the precinct at the top right here under precinct details, and then it's going to give you all the demographic info. So you can play around with that, check it out. We are recommending that folks check out how each of the 3 different maps affects them where they live, where you live. So go ahead and use this resource. Go to carolinaford.org/data, click on the state Senate plan, the state House plan, the congressional plan, and take a look at where your neighborhood is, where your house is. There unfortunately is not a way to search for a specific address, but if you know generally where you live, you can find it on the underlying map, and you can see which district you're in, and how each district combines different areas. See if it makes sense to you. See if you have questions, and that's the kind of information, that's the kind of thing we want people to be looking at. Just seeing how these districts make sense to you. So thanks for watching this little tutorial on Dave's Redistricting, and let us know if you have any questions.